Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Traveling the World in English. This podcast is all about helping you improve your English while learning new and exciting things. Listening to this podcast regularly will help you get better at understanding and speaking English in everyday situations. In today's episode, we'll focus on travel and transportation, teaching you useful words, phrases, and tips to make your travel experience easier and more fun. Each future episode will cover a different topic, so stay tuned to continue improving your English. Are you ready to start? Let's go. Let's begin by learning some basic travel vocabulary. These are words that you will hear when you are traveling. Let's start with transportation. Transportation means the way you travel from one place to another. There are different types of transportation. Let's talk about a few. A bus is a large vehicle that carries many people. You can take a bus to go to different places in a city. Example: I take the bus to school every day. A train is another common way to travel. Trains move on rails or tracks, and they can travel to cities far away. Example: we took the train to the mountains last weekend. A car is a smaller vehicle that usually holds 4 to 5 people. You can drive it to travel to different places. Example: my family drives a car to visit relatives. An airplane is a large machine that flies in the sky. It is the fastest way to travel between countries. Example: we will fly to Paris next month. A bicycle is a two-wheeled vehicle that you can ride. It is a good way to travel short distances. Example: I like to ride my bicycle in the park. When you visit a new city, you need to know how to get around. Let's learn some important words and phrases to help you. A taxi is a car you pay to take you from one place to another. You can call a taxi or find one on the street. Example: I need to take a taxi to the airport. The subway is an underground train system that helps people travel within a city. Example: the subway is fast, but it can be crowded. A bus stop is a place where people wait for the bus. Example: let's wait at the bus stop for the number 10 bus. A ticket is a small paper or digital card that you buy to use transportation. Example: I bought a ticket for the train. Sometimes when you are traveling, you might get lost or need help to find your way. Don't worry. There are some simple phrases you can use to ask for directions. Here are some useful phrases. Excuse me, where is the place? You can use this phrase to ask for directions to a place. Example: excuse me, where is the nearest bus stop? How do I get to place? You can use this phrase to ask how to reach a specific place. Example: how do I get to the airport from here? Is it far? This is a simple question to ask if the place is far away or close. Example: excuse me, is the museum far from here? Can you show me on the map? If you have a map, you can ask someone to show you where to go. Example: can you show me the train station on the map? Turn left, right. This is a simple instruction to help you follow directions. Example: turn right at the next street. Let's talk about airports. Airports are places where airplanes land and take off. Here are some words and phrases you will need when you are at the airport. Check-in. When you arrive at the airport, you need to check in for your flight. This is when you show your passport and get your boarding pass. Example: I need to check in for my flight to London. Boarding pass. A boarding pass is a document you need to board the airplane. Example: I have my boarding pass ready. Security check. Before you go to the airplane, you will go through a security check. You need to take off your shoes and show your bag. Example: I need to pass through the security check before my flight. Gate. The gate is the place where you wait to board the airplane. Example: my gate is number 12. Baggage claim. After you land, you go to baggage claim to get your luggage. Example: let's go to baggage claim to get our bags. Now let's learn some words for traveling by train. Here are some key terms. Ticket office. The ticket office is where you buy your ticket. Example: I'm going to the ticket office to buy a train ticket. Platform. The platform is where you wait for the train. Example: the train will arrive at platform 5. Train schedule. The train schedule shows the times when the train arrives and departs. Example: let's check the train schedule to see when the next train leaves. Coach. A coach is a section of the train where passengers sit. Example: our seats are in coach number 3. Ticket validator. This is where you show or scan your ticket before boarding the train. Example: we need to scan our tickets at the validator. Sometimes when you travel, things don't go as planned. But don't worry, here are some common problems and how to solve them. Lost luggage. If your luggage is lost, you should go to the baggage service office. Example: I lost my luggage. Can you help me? Missed a train or flight. If you miss your train or flight, you can ask if you can take the next one. Example: I missed my flight. Can I take the next one? Language barrier. If you don't speak the language, it's okay. You can use simple English words or a translation app to communicate. Example: excuse me, do you speak English? Delayed flight or train. If your flight or train is delayed, ask when the new departure time is. Example: what time is the next train? Travel is not just about transportation. It's also about exploring new places and having fun. Here are some fun activities you can do while traveling. Sightseeing. Sightseeing means visiting famous places like museums, parks, or historic buildings. Example: I love sightseeing in new cities. Eating local food. Trying local food is one of the best parts of traveling. Every country has its own special dishes. Example: I want to try sushi when I go to Japan. Taking photos. Taking photos is a great way to remember your trip. Example: let's take a photo in front of the Eiffel Tower. Shopping for souvenirs. Souvenirs are special items you buy to remember your trip. Example: I bought a postcard as a souvenir from Paris. That's it for today's episode of Traveling the World in English. We've covered lots of useful words, phrases, and tips to help you when you travel. I hope you enjoyed the episode and learned something new today. Remember, the more you practice, the better your English will become. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep exploring the world and practicing your English. Safe travels, everyone.